All right, y'all, Shalom. We getting ready, so y'all gonna get to see the process. Y'all just, bear with us for a little bit.
For the sake of being able to see the scriptures.
Oh yeah, you good, brother. Man, that brother, he walking around with no shirt or jacket, man. You stronger than me, nigga. We gonna use this as the camera stand. Man.
Like that sister that came up, what was that? Not last week, the week before last.
Mm-hmm.
She came back twice. Yeah, we need to zoom in on
Yeah, buddy.
So concerned about being right, they're missing a blessing being called out.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you, when a woman is willing to walk up to three men she don't know and run her mouth,
Oh,
that
you talking
tells
about the sister that got mad because you called her out?
Yeah, no. That's that manly spirit. You know, the slave master gave me permission to tell you niggas what to do. You gotta listen to me.
That shit's crazy, bro. I don't understand it.
They have no respect for us.
No respect, and that's exactly what it is. That's all it is. If it had been somebody else, she wouldn't act like that.
All right, y'all. We good. Let's get cracking. All right, I know I got on one glove. We gonna salute in with it. All right, I'm gonna say, call halal Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. That's all praises be unto Yahweh. In the name of his son Yahweh Shai. My name is Haya El. This is brother Makia, and that's brother Adalia behind the camera. We are Sakari San Antonio. We are doing an impromptu lesson throughout the week, right? And it's just gonna be a small hit, just to bid our people back to repentance. It's cold as hell, and there ain't a lot of people around, but we gonna preach to the wind if need be, right? Hey brother, can you start out by grabbing me Jeremiah 10 and 1 through 2? Because in light of the times that we live in, it's more important than ever that we depart from the ways of our oppressors. All right, hit it when you got it.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 1.
Now,
Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus says the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. For the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the heathen are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman with the axe.
so automatically you see that he's describing Christmas, right? But the main portion of that pericope is learn not the way of the heathen. We're not supposed to be emulating our oppressors. And one of the things that's happening now is you're starting to see, and I saw this video before I came to camp, you're starting to see a complete breakdown of the values in our household. I saw a Northern Kingdom sister. She was talking about she loves her 19-year-old son and had been sleeping with him, and they officially came out in public saying they want to be a couple.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? We're not supposed to be learning the ways of the heathen. But because we've adopted their ways, now we're practicing incest. As a
Leviticus 18.
it's in the late teens or early 20s. The sexual morality law.
That's a death penalty.
You're not even supposed to see your mother naked, let alone be going into your mother. That's crazy. But who are the people who do that on the regular? You got the children of Moab. They were born of incest. And then you got the children of Esau.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Those are the main people who propagate that way of living. But brother, can you go ahead and grab me Genesis 1? And we're going to go from 1 through 18. You got it?
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 1. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void. And darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, let there be light. And there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters, which were above the firmament, and it was so.
So what you're seeing here is you're seeing the creation of space and then the sky. And according to us, there are layers, right? You've got the upper firmament, which is space. And then you've got the lower firmaments, which would be like lower orbit. And then what we call the sky, or the, you know, I forget what it's called. You've got the troposphere, ionosphere, all the layers of the atmosphere. And then you've got, of course, the surface. And then you're going to see the creation of water and earth, or the division of water and earth, because really it was already here, right? It was just in darkness, right? But the reason why we're bringing this out is because we're seeing signs in the firmament, right? When you look up in the firmament now, especially at night, if you can see the stars, you see all types of shit moving around. You see all types of things blinking. Now you got the International Space Station. They having to cut the feed every so often because they recording chariots. And brother, I need to send you a video, man. A brother from GMS, he put up a compilation of a bunch of times where the ISS feed had to be cut. And I'm talking about they seeing fleets. They ain't just seeing one and two. They seeing whole fleets of chariots roll up.
Man.
So we're bringing this out as a refresher and a reminder that the original architects of the firmament are back, right? When you can, brother, keep going. Keep going.
Verse 8. And God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. And God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so.
Now, we got to bring this out because now you're seeing the breakdown of the boundaries between the shores and the water. The Most High God is permitting the floods to come upon the land. See, you're seeing all these things start to transpire upon the earth because they never departed from the ordinance of God. God has always maintained control of these elements. That's why we have to remind our people that the storms that blow your way are not just by coincidence. If you're on the shore and a tidal wave comes and kills your family, that's not a coincidence. God did that because this is his to command. Keep going, brother.
Verse 10. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas. And God saw that it was good. And God said, let the earth bring forth grass.
You
and
can skip to 14.
Verse 14. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs, and for seasons, and for days and years.
Now, the part that we need to fixate on is what they're for. The moon and the sun and the stars are for signs. Signs in the sky to let you know what time it is. Whether it's what season it is, or if you're under judgment or not. I don't know if y'all found out. My wife told me today that this coming Passover is going to be a blood moon. See, people need to understand something, man. All these so-called drones, all these UFO sightings, the Most High God is making it readily apparent that this place is under judgment.
Right.
Now, there's something I want to pull in 2nd Maccabees, because the signs that are in heaven have come before, and they came when we were about to be taken into slavery. And those same signs are here today. Let me grab this real quick. Get me 2nd Maccabees 5 and 1 through 4.
This is the book of 2nd Maccabees, chapter 5, verse 1. Nevertheless, as coming the tokens, behold, the days shall come, that they which dwell upon the earth shall be shaken in a great number.
Oh, you got 2nd Ezra, brother. 2nd Maccabees.
Oh, 2nd Maccabees.
Yeah, you good. 5 and 1.
How you good, bro? 2nd Maccabees.
I'm gonna say that shit sound real foreign, man.
Chapter 1. Chapter 1?
5 and 1.
5 and 1. The book of 2nd Maccabees, chapter 5, verse 1. About the same time, Antiochus prepared his second voyage into Egypt. And then it happened that through all the city, for the space almost of 40 days, there were seen horsemen running in the air, in cloth of gold and armed with lances, like a band of soldiers, and troops of horsemen in array, encountering and running one against another, with shaking of shields and multitude of pikes and drawing of swords, and casting of darts, and glittering of golden ornaments, and harness of all sorts. Wherefore, every man prayed that operation might turn to good.
So during the time when the Greeks were basically at war with us, when we were rising up under the rulership of the Maccabees, right? The Hasmonean dynasty is what they would later come to be called. But while we were going to war with the Greeks, the Most High God was showing signs in the heavens. He was having the angels joust and conduct military drills. We're seeing that today. So you need to understand something. When the Most High God is about to allow a kingdom to change, he warns the earth first. And yes, the Most High God is far more intimate with his people in giving us knowledge. But he warns the entire earth by the signs in heaven. And you'll see that in verse 4, everyone prays. Oh, shit. Hey. I look like nothing broke. Lord willing.
Well, we'll see. You know,
All praise.
well, screen crack. That's actually the screen protector. Oh, the screen protector? Yeah.
All praise.
I knew that once I did. That's why I was trying to put it on the side. Yeah, that's the times when you put it in the front. Then you like it can fall. Where'd you put it this side?
Not about right there. It's like you, y'all. We had a camera for it. Yeah, put the bags behind it.
Nah, you want it in the front. That's the way on top of it.
Alright, cool. But all the nations of the earth, they pray that these signs in heaven mean good for them, right? There's a word for it today. You call it an omen. O-M-E-N. An omen is something that indicates either good or bad to come. So what we're seeing today, all the nations of the earth are rubbing their hands together like Birdman, thinking like, okay, I got next. Because obviously the signs in heaven say that there's about to be a rotation of rulership, right? Brother, can you go ahead and grab these Psalms 104 and 19 through 24?
Book of Psalms, chapter 104, verse 19.
Talk about chariots real quick.
He appointed the moon for seasons. The sun knoweth it's going down. Thou makest darkness, and it is night, wherein all the beasts of the forest do creep forth. You said 104, 19.
Can you start at 1 and then we're going to go to 19?
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 104, verse 1. Bless the Lord, O my soul. O Lord, my God, thou art very great. Thou art clothed with honor and majesty, who coverest thyself with light as with a garment, who stretches out the heavens like a curtain, who laid the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariots, who walketh upon the wings of the wind, who maketh his angels spirits, his ministers a flame of fire.
Now, keep in mind, a lot of these chariots are so-called drones that are being spotted. They look like balls of flame or lamps of fire. Have you seen the video of somebody who zoomed in on one of them? It was wheels within wheels. Just like it's described in Ezekiel 1. So now the Most High God is pulling out all the stops. He's letting it be known to those who are his chosen that I'm here and I've sent my forces to comfort you. Right? Keep going, brother.
All right. Verse 5. Who laid the foundations of the earth, that it should not be removed forever. Thou coverest it with the deep as with a garment. The water stood above the mountains. At thy rebuke they fled. At the voice of thy thunder they hasted away. They go up from the mountains. They go down from the valleys unto the place which thou hast founded for them. Thou hast set a bound that they may not pass over, that they turn not again to cover the earth.
So you have to understand, the chariots have been allotted places to stay. Some of them stay in the waters. Some of them stay in the volcanoes. They literally have recordings of chariots going in and out of volcanoes. You need to understand something as an Israelite. When Elisha prayed for his companion's eyes to be opened, and they saw chariots all over the mountaintops and all throughout the sky.
Fire and storms.
You need to understand something. They are around you at all times, whether you see them or not. That's why the eyes of the Lord are in every secret place, beholding the good and the evil. Go ahead and skip up to verse 19 for me, brother.
Verse 19. He appointed the moon for seasons. The sun knoweth it's going down. Thou makest darkness, and it is night, wherein all the beasts of the forest do creep forth. The young lions roar after their prey, and seek their meat from God. The sun ariseth, they gather themselves together, and lay them down in their dens. Man goeth forth unto his work, and to his labor until the evening. O Lord, how manifold are thy works! In wisdom hast thou made them all. The earth is full of thy riches. So is this great and wide sea, wherein are things creeping innumerable, but small and great beasts.
So, just in reading this chapter, Psalms 104, you'll see that it parallels Genesis 1. Because it lets you know that the chariots were the hand by which the Most High God did create. Right? And it talks about the creation of the waters, the creation of the land, the creation of the celestial elements, whether it be the sun, moon, stars. It talks about the resting place of the chariots and how they go forth over the whole earth. We're going to take a small detour from the lesson, and I want to bring something out that the Most High God had me find on a night where me and my wife saw about 20 chariots. Brother, can you get me 2 Chronicles chapter 16? And we're going to get to the point. Go straight to verse 9.
This is the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 16, verse 9. For the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth, to show himself strong in the behalf of them whose heart is perfect towards him. Herein thou hast done foolishly. Therefore, from henceforth thou shalt have wars.
So, this was with King Asa, the king over Judah, a wicked king, right? But this is something that Hanani the seer said that had a lot of relevance to what we're talking about now. Right? The Most High God allows his men, his chariots, his angels, to be seen by his chosen. And if you're seeing God's chariots all the time, and you're in the truth, keeping the commandments, that means your heart is in the right place. And that's according to the scriptures, not according to me. Right? Brother, can you do me a favor and slide over to Matthew 10 and 5 through 6?
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 5. These 12 Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
So, just like Yahushua ordered his apostles to go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, it's the same way that the Most High God is ordering his chariots to make appearances to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
That's right.
Because we're about to be redeemed out of here. It's just like when your Uber pull up. Your Uber don't just pull up and he sit there, he don't notify you. You get notifications on your phone. A lot of times an Uber driver, if they're not familiar with the location, we both done Uber. We call the person and like, hey, where you at?
Right.
Where's parking at? I don't see anywhere to park. The Most High God is sending the chariots out so that when the day of visitation comes, you're not caught unawares. Because a lot of our people don't know. And they're in the truth that the angels of the Most High God go to and fro throughout the earth. And all you got to do is look up and you can see them. Right? Do me a favor, brother, and slide over to Luke 21 and 22 through 28. Because we're seeing the signs of the prophecies of the Bible come to fruition. Get it when you got it.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 22.
Bring it out.
For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. For there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people.
Now, to you brothers and sisters who have young children, just know the Most High God gonna keep you if that's His will. But to those of y'all who are wicked, this should make your blood run cold, because the Most High God is letting it be known through His Son and His prophecy that if you have young children and the Most High God's hand isn't over you, you might see the death of your children.
Done.
And I'm gonna tell you, we definitely gonna be seeing the death of a lot of our sisters, according to Micah. What is it, Micah 7, where it talks about they shall be trodden down as a mire in the street.
I was reading it earlier. That's crazy.
Con. You know what I'm saying? So
And you know what? On that same note,
let them hear it.
the book of Ecclesiastes or Sirach talks about the children of adulterous women also will be destroyed, and that adulterous woman and the husband that has taken that adulterous woman, because they're leaving good men for desirable men.
Don't talk about
and
it,
having
man.
children about it.
Go ahead and get it, man. Yeah, we'll come back to this. Because again, we want to illustrate that in these times, if you are not on your square,
It's a day of vengeance.
keeping your duty to the Most High God, the Most High God is going to make you hurt in ways that you would wish you were never born. Go ahead and get it, brother.
Sirach.
Shit, a lot of our people are going to be walking around thinking like Job. You got to think, man, how much hardship that Job was in, where he said, man, it would have been better off if I were stillborn. Job lost everything. He lost all his sons, all his daughters, and then to add insult to injury, he didn't even lose his wife. His wife betrayed him and said, why don't you just curse God and die? You need to understand, the body of Israel is not as well knit as we appear. You got a lot of brothers who are lukewarm. You got a lot of sisters who are present just because, hey, I needed a man to pay my bills. And I know if I have sex with you, you ain't going nowhere. See, the Most High God is trying His people. And we're going to see who's really out here to serve God. Because if you ain't, it's going to be exposed that you're not. You got it?
No.
He's already tearing down everybody's idol.
Con.
Look what's happening in Hollywood. That's everybody's idol.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's being. This is the age of exposure.
Con. And see, and you got to think, it ain't just the Israelites saying that this is the age of truth. That's what people keep saying. That's a meme or a proverb the world over. 2024 was thought of as the year of revealing or exposure. But if you think 2024 was bad, 2025 is about to be fucking crazy.
It just started too.
Technically, it ain't started yet till Passover.
Yeah, it's Passover.
See, that's why you got that blood moon that's going to come up on Passover. And I'm going to tell you, after every Passover, we see something major happen. Whether it's a plane crash and hundreds of people dying, a hurricane or a fire, the Most High God is speaking through His judgments. Bless you, brother. But while you find that, I'm going to keep going, all right? This is Matthew, chapter 21, and verse 23.
Bring it out.
But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. For there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles, until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. Now, I want to bring this out for manifold reasons. Because we are at the time of fulfillment. God, right? We're at the time of fulfillment. That's why you're seeing these fake Jews over in Israel today. They're trying to start wars on multiple fronts because they're trying to force the Most High God's hand and acknowledge them as the people. Not understanding that the Most High God already made it apparent that He's still going to choose Israel, the real Israel. But also that even during those times, we were told to come out of the nations that we were scattered to. We were told to return unto our God. And we're going to return to our God by fleeing from their ways and keeping the commandments. That's why we brought out Jeremiah 10 and 1 and 2. You got to understand something, man. You don't have to physically run. You're supposed to seek the Most High God, and He is our strong tower. right?
They actually help the process out of what it seems. They think they're trying to unify between the Nile and the Euphrates, unify to have that, promised land to themselves. But they're actually doing the totally opposite. Is they're destroying that land, destroying that area. Because after destruction comes growth, right?
Correct.
So all they're doing is getting ready for us.
But I'm gonna tell you though, these other nations aren't gonna let them have that land.
Oh nah.
They will nuke them people before they let them have the promised land, and that's exactly what's gonna happen. Because what does it say in the book of Job? That when the wicked looks like he's about to fill his belly, he's gonna be struck through while he's eating. So they're pushing themselves toward prophecy, not understanding that them insisting on pretending to be the people, insisting on trying to manufacture God's promised land through conquest of the sword. They don't understand that they are pushing themselves into prophecy.
That pride coming from destruction.
That's right.
Too prideful.
And I'm gonna tell you, these fake Jews, man, ain't nobody more prideful than them.
Nope.
They'll steal your heritage and come talk to you about it in your face,
Facts.
and then tell you that you're a godless heathen and you ain't got no traditions, right? But go ahead and grab what you got, brother.
Okay, this is book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 23. I'm gonna start at 17 and we'll read through 28. A man, no. All bread is sweet to a homemonger. He will not leave off till he die. A man that breaketh wedlock, saying, thus is his heart. Who seeth me? I am compassed about with darkness. The walls cover me, and nobody seeth me. What need I to fear? The Most High will not remember my sins. Such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts. He knew all things, ever they were created. So also after they were perfected, he looked upon them all. This man shall be punished in the streets of the city, and where he suspected not, he shall be taken. Thus shall also with the wife that leaveth her husband, and bringeth in a hair by another. For first, she had disobeyed the law of the Most High, and secondly, she had trespassed against her own husband, and thirdly, she had played the whore in adultery, and brought children by another man. She shall be brought out in the congregation. Inquisition shall be made of her children. Her children shall not take root. Her branches shall bring forth no fruit. She shall leave her memory to be cursed, and her reproach shall not be blotted out. And they that remain shall not know that there is nothing better than the fear of the Lord, and that there is nothing sweeter than to take heed unto the commandments of the Lord. It is great glory to follow the Lord, and to be received of him is long life.
So the brother brought that out to illustrate, man, ain't nobody safe. You know what I'm saying? And through the wickedness of our women, many of our kids are going to have to suffer that ultimate penalty as well.
Come on.
But I'm going to tell you, when I see families walk by us, and I see the man lead the way and not wanting to listen, that goes along the same lines of what this brother just read. Because of the sins of the father and the mother, the children have to incur wrath from God, because they were never taught any better.
That's right.
But you got to understand, according to 2 Ezra chapter 9, that's from the beginning. The Most High God set it up that way. Sometimes the Most High God will put you in a position where there are no right answers. So you're justified in being judged. You got to remember, man, this is his story. And everybody ain't meant to make it into the kingdom the first time around. Although everybody will be there. Right?
That goes along with what you were saying with the prophet Elisha, and him opening the eyes of those who was with him, his comrades, and what he do with the enemies who surrounded him. He confused them. They started attacking each other. But those angels that you were seeing, you know what I'm saying? It's just like with David, right? You had an angel that was plaguing all of Israel in 2 Samuel. He just plagues going out, dropping Israel like flies. But there was an angel doing that though.
And God had to tell him to stop.
He had to tell him to stop.
He said, it's enough.
Yeah.
It's enough. And then the angel didn't even leave. He just stood there. He was like, all right, I'm going to stand by it.
You know, kind of like,
Yeah, and
just wait.
And the place where David went to build that altar and give sacrifice to the Lord,
Yeah.
the angel was standing right by that structure. And the man that David bought the resources from, he was scared as hell.
Would be too.
And you know that the order that the Most High God gives, You don't read in the book of Samuel or 2 Samuel that the Most High God made that order audible to everybody. The angel just received the message. Hey, get to killing. And the angel was like, all right. Like, people think like it's going to be more complex than that, man. These angels, they get the order, man. They do that shit to the letter. I'm telling you. That's why I say it every week, man. Read Ezekiel 9, man. It'll make your blood run cold. The lead angel says, hey, man, anybody who ain't got that mark, go kill him. And they said, all right, sir. And that's it. They started killing in the city. Right?
That's some Levite type of who would stand up for being.
If you actually look
Nah,
at
that's
it,
beyond
That's that Levite
Shit.
type.
hold on. That's why
Spirit,
that's,
you know,
that's,
you know what I'm
that's
saying?
pretty deep. Make me think that's why that one scripture says, "See, I'm a battle axe and weapon of war." So that's the way we gonna be eventually.
Right. Correct.
But it also tells us that we ain't got the heart to do what he needs us to do right now.
Exactly.
He has to put his spirit.
As a
on
matter
us.
of fact, go to Micah 5 real quick.
Come.
He
go
got
to
to put
Micah
his
5.
spirit on us because we too damn weak and soft.
The book of Michael, chapter 5.
Hold on. Let me give you the parameters of what we're going to do. And stepping off the lesson, which is great because it's a whole lesson. There's some things I do. Hold on 1 second. Get me Micah. My hand is numb, bro. Give me Micah 5 and start at 7. 5 and 7.
The book of Micah, chapter 5, verse 7. And the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people as a dew from the Lord, as the showers upon the grass, that tarried not for men, nor waited for the sons of men. And the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many, as a lion among the beasts of the forest, as a lion among the flocks of the sheep, who, if he go through, both tread it down and tear it in pieces, and none can deliver.
So what you're going to see is when the Most High God raises up his people and he gives the order, we're going to be in the same spirit that the angels are in. When they receive the order to smite, they don't question. They don't say, hey, that's a righteous person, Lord. Are you sure? They go, yes, sir. And that's it. You got to understand something, man. Israel's about to be raised up, and ain't no room for coons no more.
Man.
Ain't no room for cowards no more. And people got to realize, man, the Most High God is taking one of a family and two of a city. You got a lot of people who ain't going to make it. And a lot of people going to fall by the edge of a sword from one of their redeemed brethren. Because eventually, Yahushua going to show up. And when he does, we will be as he is. And he going to give the order. He gonna sound that trumpet. And you going to know what to do in that moment.
And all that crowd talking gonna turn into begging for mercy.
That's why it says, "Bring them those who is opposed to him, bring them before me and slay them."
Slay him.
And see, a lot of people think you're talking about the heathen. No, you're talking about us.
27:19.
No, he's talking about enemies. Last time I checked, enemy don't mean
Right,
nation.
that's right. It ain't
Yeah,
a
it's
specific
anybody.
nation. That's
That's
right.
anybody.
Right.
Nation in Israel and outside of Israel. Because remember, he said, all the people, all the sinners of my people shall die by the
Shall
sword.
die by the sword.
But who's going to be wielding the sword?
Us.
And he said, what is that? Ezekiel 25, where it's 14, where he says, and my vengeance. What he said? I don't want to.
You're talking about taking vengeance on Edom by the hand of my people Israel.
Right, but it don't make no sense to just take vengeance upon one nation if the other nations are sinning
You're talking
too.
about the judgment.
See what I'm saying?
The second round for us when we go into the wilderness again, where we have to be purged out.
We got to be
Also.
purged out, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But Edom still is going to be doing his thing, and we're going to have to go after him.
Well, that's the last war after we've been purged.
Right.
That's the last battle. Then there ain't gonna be no more battles after that.
I'm thinking of Isaiah 25. But anyway,
If that's the last battle, that means we was already going to war before that thing.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
gonna be a war before the last battle. Yeah. The very last battle before that, that's World War III. And then it's the very last battle.
Right.
Because remember, it says, and this I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. This judge scared the shit out of me every time I think about it. It's because World War III kicks off. But he says that remember that when they say all is well and everything is at peace, he said that's when I'll come. So like when World
Ooh,
War
I like that.
World War
I like
III
that.
kick off, and then they say, "Oh, the war is over with. The world is at peace. Everything is cool."
Right.
And then next thing you know, the house
Right.
shot short. Nigga, what?
And that's the perfect time because,
Because he said like a thief in the night.
yeah, not only that, but wouldn't you want to
find
take?
that, man.
You ever watch WWE wrestling and stuff like that? And it's like Royal Rumble,
Yeah, yeah.
and everybody's trying to get that briefcase,
Yeah.
and it's all the way down to the last man, and only certain eligible people can fight for the briefcase, and they fight for like 20 minutes, and then dude won, then all of a sudden, somebody else will come up and challenge him, who was eligible to challenge him, while he already tired.
No, and you don't-
He
and-
already fought out.
But you don't.
That's
you-
gonna be like that.
You don't even see them. You hear their music first,
Yeah.
and then they come out, and you be like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah,
Yeah,
that fear. That's where that fear comes in. Like,
Yeah.
dang, I can't fight no more. That's gonna be Edom.
Yeah, 'cause-
That's gonna be Edom.
Well, when you read
Can't fight no
when you
more.
read Ezekiel 38, it talks about after
Okay,
basically.
yeah, there you go right here. It's 1 Thessalonians 5:3.
Go ahead, bring that out.
It says, for when they say, let me get it the right way. All right, here we go. It says, for when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction come upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
Oh, that's Thessalonians.
But that's
in the New Testament.
Finish this in Micah real quick, because
Huh.
there's some stuff that I want to grab in Ezekiel 38.
I'm on verse 9.
Huh.
Verse 9. Thy hand shall be lifted up upon thy adversaries, and all thine enemies shall be cut off.
So in that day, all the naysayers gonna be gone. Ain't gonna be no more shit talkers. Ain't gonna be no more people coming against the house of Israel. And damn sure ain't gonna be nobody besmirching the name of Yahweh. Those days are gonna end. Keep going, brother.
Verse 10. And it shall come to pass in that day, said the Lord, that I will cut off thy horses out of the midst of thee, and I will destroy thy chariots, and I will cut off the cities of thy land, and throw down all thy strongholds, and I will cut off witchcrafts out of thy hand, and thou shalt have no more soothsayers. Thy graven images also will I cut off, and thy standing images out of the midst of thee. And thou shalt no more worship the works of thy hands. And I will pluck up thy groves out of the midst of thee. So will I destroy thy cities. And I will execute vengeance in anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard.
So verses 12 through 14 is really just throwing down idols, right? Because what is a grove? That's a strip club.
Right.
And what goddess or god are they worshiping in a strip club? Ashtoreth,
That's right.
or Isis, or Semiramis, the queen of heaven,
fertility.
goddess of fertility, right? So you're seeing that the Most High God takes special issue with idolatry in the world. Now, when you read Wisdom of Solomon chapter 13, it talks about there being a visitation upon the earth because of idols.
In Greek culture, that would be Aphrodite. Because Aphrodite, when you look for her, you're going to find all the women and stuff like that.
Correct.
Men go to her to have sex with women.
Correct.
So that's the strip clubs, that's your whorehouses, your brothels. That's the God that they worship.
Well, but you got to remember all these heathen, from the time of the Tower of Babel, they've been worshiping essentially the same gods.
Right.
They just rotate names and
Oh,
different
yeah.
appearances.
For sure.
But they worship idols. And you're seeing that the Most High God is going to make a point through his judgment. He's going to cut off idolatry out of the earth. Right?
Huh.
Brother, can you do me a favor and grab... Yeah, get me Ezekiel 38 and 10. Let me frame it real quick. Right? Because what we were talking about was the aftermath of World War III. See, Yahushua is going to come back when everybody thinks the war is over. The nukes have been shot off. Everybody's starting to tally up. Okay, we've lost this many people. This is what we got left. And you got to remember, Russia's going to come out on top. And that's when they're going to go, wait a minute. All them damn Israelites went back to Israel.
Go get them niggas.
Yeah. And how did America become great? Through slavery.
Yup.
Right.
And it's going to be the perfect position because,
They need us to build
yeah,
again.
because their nation going to be destroyed.
Hey, Putin want a White House.
Huh, man. Yeah. You got to remember, for the last 200 to 300 years, the world has been watching America live deliciously. It's really starting to come out just how rich some of these crackers really are. Can you imagine living, and I'm talking about in the 90s of America, where it was at its height, and you have $1 billion? $1 billion. And I'm not talking about $1 billion and you need to buy shit. I'm talking about you've already bought shit,
Right.
and you have your company and you have $1 billion. We don't know what that's like. Nobody in this world, except for oligarchs and royalty, know what that's like right now. But in the day where we're on top, or when we're back in our land, let's start there, right? When we're back in our land, all the nations are going to be swayed by that temptation. They're going to want that same opulence. Go ahead and read it for me, brother.
You said verse 10, right?
Yes, sir.
This book of Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 10. Thus says the Lord God, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls, and having neither bars nor gates, to take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thy hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods that dwell in the midst of the land.
That's all I need, right? So Vladimir Putin or whoever's in charge of Russia, because it's not guaranteed he's going to be there, because you're seeing nations, they start to kill leadership now. They're doing, surprise strikes, ambush strikes. You saw Israel, they caused cell phones to explode. So you're seeing a lot of assassinations go on the world over.
That's what happened in Africa.
Divided
They assassinated the
themselves.
king in Africa.
Which nation?
I don't know which nation, but they killed the president in Africa. The people didn't like him.
No, what I'm talking about is I'm talking about military campaigns.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Where they surprise strike, like that Soleimani dude, that Iranian general that they killed.
Oh yeah. The U.S. killed him.
Yeah.
Drone strike. Yeah.
Well, there's another one that they just killed not too long ago, probably a couple of months ago.
Was he Iranian?
Yeah, it was when basically Israel said they had a ceasefire, and the same
Israel
day
killed him. That's right.
Yeah, Israel did kill him.
Yeah, you're
You know
right.
what I'm saying? So that speaks to my point. You have multiple strikes happening on leadership.
But
Usually,
Israel got to worry about themselves with it internal. You see all the protests and all the fighting that they're having over there within
Correct.
themselves.
correct. Well, and Benjamin Netanyahu now he's a prisoner in his own nation, because all the nations now are saying if we catch you in our nation, we're gonna arrest your ass.
And you know they already the Hague, the International Court, already put a warrant out for his arrest.
Yeah. Now a lot of people think that
I
that's
ain't know that.
they think it's ceremonial, but these people are serious. Now the Israeli troops, almost said Israelite, but the Israeli troops can't even travel across Europe, because now they're being outright banned from entering different nations, because they're saying y'all are guilty of war crimes,
And they are.
and they are. But
Committing genocide.
once they've been destroyed, you got to understand
Exactly what happened.
You got to understand the power vacuum that's going to be present, right? You're talking about the hammer of the earth being broken in pieces, and the nations coming behind them going, you know what, we want to be the hammer now. It's our turn. But how do you prove that you tough? Well, you got to take down Jake, and Jake gonna be back home. So they like, well, shit, that's convenient. We gonna roll over there and take them niggas into slavery.
That's what Zechariah 14 goes into effect.
Hey, but hold on.
And that's
You know
what
who
Messiah
actually-
stuff's on the scene.
You know who quiet? That think they slick. Who's quiet? Just think about it. Who's quiet right now? That think they slick. They real quiet.
Oh, China.
Nah, they building up their shit. Nothing in China. Goddamn Hamites, bro.
Oh, yeah.
They quiet, but you see, they starting to unify. They
Yeah.
think they slick though, like they out of the judgment. They not.
Well, they're trying to kick Moab out of Africa right now.
Yeah.
They're trying.
Right.
But that's only because Moab is treating them like slaves. Moab treat them people like absolute shit.
Did you see that one video where they being treated like niggas in the U.S. in their own grocery stores, where the Chinese folks follow them around, tell them hurry up and buy and shit? Yo,
Hey, that's what's up, man.
Still.
Moab don't never change, bro. I love it.
At all. They got nothing but hate for us, though.
Yeah.
Nothing but hate.
Hey, can you finish that out in Luke 21 and 25?
Con.
And then we gonna go down to go down to 27.
Con. It's the book of Luke chapter 21, verse 25. And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and the stars, and upon the earth, the stress of nations, with perplexity, and the sea, and the waves of roaring. Man's heart failing them for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken.
And we're seeing that right now. People scared as hell about what's coming upon the earth.
By time.
But when it's at its height, you're gonna have people so afraid that some people are gonna give up the ghost because they're that afraid. They're that terrified of the things to come.
Heart attack.
Now you're starting to see the abominations come out of Esau's laboratory. You're starting to see all the robots they've been working on. See, they show you that Optimus 2 robot washing dishes and shit. But the part they don't show you is the military drills where Optimus 2 gets to hold a gun and shoot targets. They don't show you that part. Because if you saw that, you'd be like, yo, ain't no goddamn way I let this thing in my house. They're not showing you all the data that they feed into these robots, us boxing, doing martial arts, trying to have these machines be comparable fighters, comparable to an actual person.
That's one thing they don't talk about no more. It seems like we AI, not understanding that AI is once programmed, is self-evolving. It
Correct.
learns on its own.
Mhm.
If you don't put parameters on it, it's free reign.
Have you read about the setbacks they've been having with the simulations with AI in planes?
No.
So the AI wants to conduct certain maneuvers and basically break laws. Like say you can't fire certain missiles because it might hit a target that you don't intend to hit.
Right.
The AI is like, yo, why can't I do that? You're telling me to hit this target, but in order to do that, I can make it more likely to be hit by doing something you don't allow.
Oh yeah, they're trying to. Oh, okay, so I know what you're talking about because there's some military simulation, but what the problem is too. But from years ago, is what it does is it's equating the most. What do you call it? What's a good way to say it? A better accurate target in order to create less collateral damage, but the outcome would be greater for you. Like for example, if say you got your target is in this one specific where we're standing right here, right? But it would be more feasible if we had like 100 people here to attack down the street, knock out a bridge, to cut off our supply route, have us starving to death, and fighting amongst each other. Oh, that's more okay because not only do they have 100 people there, but you got women, children, let's cut out the collateral damage. And this way, hey, knock out this bridge, they won't have any supplies coming to them. I mean, it's self-evolving, it's thinking.
But what the AI is now starting to do is turn on its handlers. Because if you keep telling the AI you can't do that, well, the AI is like, well, you the problem.
Right.
So I need to get around you.
And thus, that's why they showed in the, now look, like in the movies, they always tell it on themselves in the movie. That's what happened in the Avengers with the dude.
Yeah,
He said,
Ultron.
"Oh, you guys are the enemy."
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Same thing in Terminator.
Exactly.
They've been saying it for years.
Right.
But you're seeing now.
And the sister that wrote that was a genius.
Yeah, well, but here's the thing: once you've created something, or I don't want to say you've created it. Once you brought something in from the left hand, that left hand influence departs from you. Now it's out of your hands.
Man, that's crazy you said Terminator because I don't know if you remember Terminator 3 with that chick came on the scene. Man, remember, old boy was sent to actually protect John and old girl. Really was sent to protect her. But she rigged his mind. She caught up with him and she bust him down and reprogrammed his mind to kill him.
Right.
And so how is that not Israel reprogrammed to self-destruct, right? And we talking about their AIs and their algorithms end up malfunctioning, right? Well, ultimately, that algorithms are going to malfunction. And it's going to backfire, right? It's the same thing because now, whenever he went to attack John, he attacked him and he tried to smash on him, but then John had to remind him his mission. What is your mission?
So he shut himself off.
Yeah, so he had to shut he had to shut down, like he said, in order to reboot and carry out the rest of his mission.
You know what's messed up about that? If you think about it, what you're saying? And just imagine if AI got a hold of any of our nuclear plants here in America, and they just did that and said, hey, we need to shut down. Woo! The meltdown that would happen, the fallout,
I'm gonna tell you though,
straight crazy.
all the nuclear facilities in America are going to melt down.
Oh, I mean,
Because
yeah,
if
eventually that's gonna
the
happen.
power grid is cut, that means you have a nuclear disaster in every single nuclear power plant. Because you need those cooling systems on 24/7.
So you know how I say the lake of fire, some people are not calculating too, is that with all those nukes that's going to go off in America, don't forget Yosemite, what's underneath?
Yeah, it's super volcano.
It's a super volcano, so all that lava and stuff going to flow out. Boom, there's the lake.
That's Revelations 18, right?
There's the lake right there.
But it's like, and that's my point is, Israel needs a reboot.
Oh, it's going to get
Israel needs a reboot.
They can't. You also talking about men who've gone out of their wits for women. You know what I'm saying? Like, because a lot of our people, sometimes, they get led away just by, the multitudes of people. Sometimes they have somebody to look up to that misleads them. But a lot of times it's a woman that drags you off the beaten path.
And that's my point, because now our women are become our enemies. Our children have become our enemies. We're harming our children. We're attacking our own women. At some point, we need to reboot and realize our mission is to protect our children, protect our enemies, so the kingdom will flourish.
But the Most High God has already made it clear that He's going to take out that heart of stone and give you a heart of flesh.
Gone.
That's the reboot that we're looking for.
That's right.
But yeah, let's finish this up real quick and
Gone. Verse 27. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh.
that's all I need. Right? So all the things that we're seeing on the earth, we're seeing the chariots, we're seeing the wars and the rumors of wars, we're seeing the diverse earthquakes and storms in diverse places. Shit, we might even be under an ice alert here in San Antonio. They keep trying to say that it's not going to hit us, but it's already 30-something degrees right now, and the rain ain't even here yet. And not to mention, they done salted all the highways. Why you gonna salt highways when there's not gonna be any ice? See,
Just in
people.
case,
See,
they were doing it on Monday.
yeah,
They've been salting this since Monday.
yeah. So they know something is about to go down. Not to mention, this is just really the start of the winter cycle. Because when do we normally get our coldest winter here in Texas? February. Yeah, we usually get it in February. So if we already about to get snow right now, or there's a possibility, then you know in February there's a good chance we're probably gonna get something that's gonna be terrible.
That makes sense because you're not going to get a huge push in February. It's going to be good. That's what makes sense.
Most I be judging these states really harsh because of their homosexual parades, their worshiping of what I call today's Roman games of these football seasons, basketball season, all that. So he's got to judge them in this time of dead winter. You know, he's got to judge them.
It's about to be bloody. These cats can't fight.
Yeah,
It's
shit. They just shooting out here,
It's about to
man.
be, man.
Yeah.
Hey, what you gonna do when all the ammo run out? You got no ammo for that gun. You got just a blade. What you
Yeah.
gonna do?
Look,
I'm
I'm
wet.
gonna tell you,
wet.
the Bible already told you they're gonna be like madmen sparing none. You need to understand what that looks like, man. Somebody who's crazy because they ain't ate in a week, and they're thinking, hey, man, I'm not even trying to kill you to take your stuff. I'm trying to kill you to eat you. People don't like. We don't know what that looks like because we've been here in Babylon as perpetual victims. But you're about to see the breakdown of all allegiances because people are gonna be fighting to live, and that's a completely different motivator than having a political motivator,
ain't
wanting to be in
personal.
charge of some shit.
It's nothing personal.
Can-
Don't verse 28 that just read kills the whole what do you call that? When they say they're gonna be taken up in the air and heaven, we're gonna go to the heavens and heaven's not on earth. What's the doctrine called again? I can't slip my mind. But the taking
The rapture
The
doctrine.
rapture
Yeah,
doctrine.
yeah, yeah.
Don't verse 28 kill that whole rapture doctrine?
Well, I'm gonna tell you though, we do get taken up.
Yeah,
But we come right
we
back
come right
down.
back down.
Yeah,
That's
we
my
come
point.
right back.
But your
That's just to
salvation
protect
it
us,
says
though.
draws nigh. Your
Correct.
salvation is drawing to earth.
Right.
Your salvation is not in heaven.
But what you saying is you ain't gonna disappear on your way to
No,
work
you're
while you
not.
drinking Starbucks.
No.
You know what I'm
They made a whole bunch
saying?
of movies about that.
Yeah,
Remember
bunch
that
of
whole
dumb
Left
shit.
Behind series?
Yeah.
Just dumb shit.
Hey, did you see that shit on TikTok where they had that lady, her husband played a trick on her and had the kids' clothes laid out in the house and on the steps his clothes and he was recording this shit from a hidden area and she come home and she, nah, God, I've been good and all
Was it
this
our
stuff."
people?
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
bro,
Of course it's our
she
people.
bugged the
man.
fuck out, bro. I'm like,
I didn't
this
see
is
that
shame, man. You ain't never see that one?
Nah.
Yo, it's funny. It's crazy, but see, you believe in everybody else's doctrine, but what is really what's in that book?
Yeah.
That's why we're supposed to come out of these doctrines, man. See, people don't realize, man, the Most High God, He made this far more simple than people want to make it out to be. Because being good is not a nebulous thing. It's right here. You have an instruction manual on how to be righteous.
But like you said, plain and simple, we're lawless.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're hard-headed as fuck. We don't, that's the, I find it a lot more with our sisters than our brothers, but that's the reason why you can't get a lot of women to cross over because they don't like rules. They don't like structure.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They don't like discipline.
Right.
Period.
And that's the information that's in their blood that we're dealing with. And we're tearing down, and that's why we're out here. We're out here to tear down the doctrines of our enemies. That's why we're out here. The doctrine of the rapture and all that's our enemies trying to interpret a constitution, which is the Constitution of Israel, they're trying to interpret this to our destruction, to their benefit, and y'all falling for that. Y'all are falling for that. So we're here to tear that down, so y'all can actually come together, unite, and actually be the rule of the kingdom. We're here to tear all their doctrines down. That's all we're here to do.
And it goes an extra mile too. They don't just want it to be to your detriment. They'll give you that small little hope. If you a good slave, you get to come with me. Not I get to join on to you. In other words, I get to be in charge again.
Right.
Doing the same shit I'm doing right now.
You just got to betray your own people, and now you're a traitor. And in the Bible, traitor is the worst thing in there. That's worse than a heathen. Traitors are gonna die, for sure. Any traitor of their own people are going to die amongst the Israelites.
Can you get me Matthew 13 and 9?
Huh.
Can you read till 17?
Book of Matthew, chapter 13, verse 9. Who had ears to hear, let them hear.
And that's who we're talking to. We're talking to our people who are willing to dedicate time. I understand there's not a lot of people out here tonight, right? But as we've been dictated to by the Bible to preach to the wind if need be, right? But to those of our people who are willing to dedicate the time, sit and watch a video for 2 hours and get the sense, hey man, this is going to be to the utmost benefit for you. But for our people who want an easy bake oven version of the Bible, I'm gonna be real, man. This book ain't gonna serve you no good in the days to come. It's gonna be a reminder of all your failures.
Right.
But keep going, brother.
Verse 10. And the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? And he answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given.
It's not given to everybody. Remember that brother last week, or last Saturday, he kept talking about what about the people who don't get it? And his name was Christian, ironically enough. And I had to keep telling, I think I told him in 3 or 4 different ways. If they don't get it, man, that's on them. We warned them. I can't force a nigga to keep the commandments. And not to mention, God don't want to force you to do it. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to do it, you just gonna pay the price for it.
I think it's just us as a people.
Kind of shit.
I think it's just us as a people, just to speak for myself. Like when I came to the truth, man, I came at this, my family shit like a lion. You know what I'm saying? I really came at everybody.
I did
hard.
Blazing fire. Blazing fire.
But then the sad reality came, I can't save nobody. I can't help you. You either gonna listen and abide by this book or you're not. Shit I can do about it. I think that was the hard pill to swallow because you actually got a genuine love for your people. You don't want to see nobody suffer.
That's right.
But if you got something to say, well, you gotta have something that's gonna be destroyed too, right? That's the balance.
And you Judah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that comes natural. I felt the same way. I know he did too, because we want to force them for their own safety. And it's like we can't do it, but we want to. It's like, man, nigga, you gonna die. I'm trying to tell you, bro.
Exactly, and it hurts, man. You know what I'm saying? It hurts.
What did
you can do about it.
But what did
And
Yahushua say?
That's the bitter, sweet part.
But what did Yahushua say? He said, he who loveth mother and father more than me is not worthy
Not
of me.
worthy of me.
So if your family's gonna keep you from keeping God's laws, then guess what? It wasn't meant for you from the beginning. That's on you.
Gotta depart.
You know, I don't warn my family. I know these brothers don't warn their family, but eventually we say, hey man, hands off.
Yep.
It's on you, man. I did my part.
I just started listening to the thing and said you warned a man 3 times.
Yeah, man. He a heretic.
Yep.
Yeah, you right. Titus 3.
That's exactly.
Hey, I tell you 3 times. I don't say nothing no more.
That's right.
After that, you gonna listen? You not.
I visited my parents. They had a Christmas tree up in the corner with presents under it. And I'm just thinking to myself, man, y'all ain't even got no kids in here. Y'all doing this to remind yourselves of times long past. When I live right down the highway. You ain't got to worship an idol to relive time with your son. I'm right here. But our people, they're clinging on to these ways of the heathen trying to have a good time here in Babylon.
That's what I can't understand because I'm like, look, to my people, look, just read it.
Yeah, just read it.
It didn't say you're not supposed to do that. So why keep doing it?
Well, and I'll go a step further. I'll read it for you. Because I know most of you niggas don't like to read.
Yeah.
So I read.
But
I'll give you the cliff notes.
It's just like Yahushua though. Even Yahushua had issues with trying to convince his family.
Correct.
And he's perfect. You see what I'm saying? So, like he said, as they persecute me, they're going to persecute you. If they hate me, they're going to hate you. It has nothing to do with you particularly. It's just that they've been seeing you grow up all their lives. So it's kind of hard to believe that you're chosen by the Most High.
And you just brought up a good point that I started thinking of too. And I was talking to my sister about it one day. I said, you know what? If you actually think about it, we sit up here bitch moaning and complaining about all the stuff that we do. I said, man, Christ suffered way more than we did. Who the fuck we think we is?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. We have to go through that same.
Exactly.
We gotta feel what he feels.
And we ain't even going through the same. We ain't never had
Nah.
no ripping our skin off our back.
It was a lot worse.
It's worse.
Because he had his own brothers will be like, you know, go to the feast. Why don't you come with us? 'Cause knowing that they seek to kill him. You know what I'm saying? His own brothers had been like,
That's the thing too. Is we don't know when our time is to come, but he knew.
So I want to bring this out real quick. This is Luke 4:24. These are the words of Yahweh.
bring it up
And he said, "Verily I say unto you, no prophet is accepted in his own country."
in his own country.
So to all you brothers and sisters who are new and on fire, trying to warn your family, you need to understand something, man. Yahweh couldn't even reach some of his own family. Some of his own people in his own city, Nazareth. They said, hey, ain't he the son of Joseph? And he talking about he the son of God? He just a nigga. Not understanding the prophecies that were in the book. Because what does the Bible say? Blessed is he that readeth.
Blessed is he that
And
readeth.
if your people are not in these scriptures and you trying to explain spiritual things, they're thinking in a carnal sense. They can't see it. And you eventually just got to go, you know what? It ain't for you.
Right.
You got to depart.
That doesn't mean we're not saying disrespect your parents,
Come.
disrespect your brothers. That's not what we don't hear what we're not saying. You understand what I'm saying? Because Yahweh Shah still kept in contact with his mother.
Of course. And his brother.
He still dealt with her when she came to him. Because as long as she's living, that you have to understand the life of the prophets was for our learning. So that teaches us. If your mother come looking for you, hear her. See what she got to say. If it's not no shenanigans, not trying to get you to come and join into pagan worship or whatever it is that the reason why you had to depart, then listen to what she got to say. She might start listening to you. She might come into the truth that day. So he teaches us to stay in contact with your family. You know, he's not saying everybody. Some people just don't want to deal with you because they probably never liked you anyway. I'm not talking about them. However, if somebody's willing to listen, talk to them, tell them. But you got to stay in communication with your parents. Don't mean disrespect your parents, though.
And keep in mind, you got a commandment to follow. Honor thy mother and thy father.
Con.
But keep going, brother.
What verse was that?
Verse 12.
Con. Verse 12. For
Actually, read 11 again.
Con. He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. But to them it is not given.
So sometimes we'll be out here and we'll be talking to somebody. When Brother Zechariah was here, that was a good instance of that. We're trying to bring out something that might be above somebody's pay grade, just a little bit. But for some reason or another, they get it. Because the Most High God goes, you know what? I'm going to give you the wisdom to roll with these brothers as they explain it. But then you'll have somebody else come up. They're the type who they seem swift of mind. They seem like they understand everything you're saying. But you can explain something as basic as don't hate your brother in your heart. And they trip over it. It's a stumbling block.
Right.
And that's because the Most High God is letting it be known, hey, I'm not giving it to this person. It's not given to them to understand it. So Yahweh had to tell his disciples, the reason why I'm speaking in parables to the people is because to you, it's given unto you to understand. But to them, it's not given. Because what did Yahweh do in private with his disciples? He gave the sense.
Right. Understand.
He gave the understanding of the parable.
And because even they didn't understand when he was first giving it.
Mhm.
So that lets you know, hey, this is not a coloring book. It wasn't just in them. They had to be taught. They weren't just disciples. They had to be taught, just like we had to be taught. Just like they had to learn, you had to learn. Unless you think you're better than the disciples, you got to learn just like the rest of us.
See, that's the problem. A lot of brothers don't want to do what the scripture says. There comes a time when a man needs to be taught.
That's right.
Got to be taught again.
And niggas
Come.
are too proud. They don't want to be. I'm just gonna stick to this shit because I know it my whole life. Doesn't mean it was right.
Correct.
Right.
I mean, look at us. We was doing some stupid shit because of what we was taught our whole life. We know more better than them, you know. So I'm like, the city tripping me out. I don't know.
No,
But it is what it is.
It is what it is. And not to mention though, it is what God's plan is. Because one of the things I had to realize is I might fall off the boat trying to get somebody else in it. And now they in the truth and I'm out talking about, 6 protons, 6 neutrons, and kinetic science and shit.
Right.
I'd be one of them bugged out niggas.
Like, shit. I'm trying to reach my continuity.
There's one on YouTube that's a brother, bro. And he seems like, what's his name? Terrence Howard, that actor.
Oh,
He seemed like
he
a
one
bright
of
brother.
them. He one of them. Bugged the hell out.
Billy Carson, All
Yeah.
them niggas,
Oh,
man.
you got it.
But keep going, brother. Keep going.
Con. Verse 12. For whosoever had, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever have not, from him shall be taken away even that he had. Therefore speak I to them in parables.
So, for those who have a little bit and still fumble the bag, the Most High God gonna take what little bit you got. He gonna give it to a man who has a lot, because he's responsible of over much, so he can handle a little bit more. And plus, it ain't gonna do nobody any good if you can't have it and you ain't around to keep it. Because you need to understand, the people who don't make it this time around, your ass gonna be in the spirit realm resting. You ain't gonna be on earth talking about, damn, that was rough, guys. That 1,000 years of rulership and beating Esau upside the back and all the other heathen, that's gonna be reserved for God's chosen who stuck to these scriptures as best they could and held on to the very end. But keep going, brother.
Con. Because they, seeing, see not, and hearing, they hear not, neither do they understand. And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which said, by hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see, and shall not perceive.
And that's exactly what we were talking about. You have brothers and sisters come up here, they got 1,000,001 questions, we give 1,000,001 explanations, and they understand absolutely nothing. But keep going, brother.
Con. Verse 15, for this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I shall heal them.
So if our people could just understand, they would have that moment that all of us had, whether you had in public or private, where it finally hit you what this Bible is really saying, and you break down. The tears flow, and you realize, I truly am a child of the living God, and I have a duty to keep. That's the healing that takes place. But it's only because God gave us understanding in that moment, and it redefined our lives. But to some of our people, that moment never happens. And as a result, they walk about being a nigga, and they don't know anything else. Keep going, brother. We almost done.
Yeah, I also just want to point out verse 14. And in them is fulfilled the prophecies of Isaiah, the prophecy of Isaiah. So people forget when they read this Bible, when it comes to fulfillment, these prophecies have to be fulfilled. So these people have to do this. If they don't do it, the prophecy is not fulfilled, and Israel cannot be saved. So these prophecies have to be fulfilled. We have to go blind so we could eventually, as a nation, start to see. That's what this is all about. So it's not even possible for the laws to be done away with, or for all the prophecies to be fulfilled, when he's only fulfilling certain prophecies that has to do with Israel's sins being taken care of and their enemies being taken care of.
See, people don't look at it like that because that's on a collective level.
It-
If
yeah,
you
right.
talk to your people, they only talk about individual level.
Right.
They're not looking at the broader picture.
Con. So I just want to point that out there.
No, you're right. Our people don't even realize they're trying to make God a liar
Exactly.
by saying like, hey, well, Jesus came and changed all that.
Yep.
Well, what do you mean? Because if Jesus came to change everything, then that means what God said is of none effect.
Exactly.
So that means Christ didn't even come in the volume of the book.
Oh, but Christ was God. He changed it when he came.
But then when you bring out things like when Yahweh Shai said on the cross, my father, why hast thou forsaken me? He was talking to himself.
He's schizophrenic.
Yeah, so it's like they try to make a joke out of the doctrine of the Bible, not understanding. You read it, and that's what it is.
And it sounds like a joke. It's hard to take something like that seriously when you're telling me that I got to go pray to myself. I'm supposed to be God, but I got to go pray to a better me?
Yeah,
That makes no sense.
You know what the problem is? The man that had you in slavery, that taught you how to read English, said this is what this is meaning.
Yep.
And you believed him.
Me and my wife talked about that today.
Oh, well, yeah.
The people who don't even know how to bathe and wash their ass
yeah.
told you how to read the Bible.
I'm telling you, bro.
And our people believe it. Shit is
You got to
crazy.
teach them how to bathe properly.
right.
It makes
And you
no
the
sense.
slave.
But that's why when Esau keeps talking about like climate change, global warming, cleaning up the trash, it's like, yo, you did all this shit, man. So I'm supposed to trust you to fix it when you're the reason why this shit is broke? Nah, man. Go ahead and slide to the back. You're not fit to rule.
At all. And that's a wonderful point that
You know what they don't tell you
servants.
about the carbon market that they're talking about is us.
Oh yeah.
That's what they don't tell you about right there.
If you look at the laws that they're passing, they're hinting that it's you, because you're barely allowed to eat, let alone travel.
What is that? Leviticus 25, where it tells us that, and these people, every nation is made to be servants. For servants to rule is to destroy the earth.
Correct.
Because they're not made to rule. They're made to serve. You don't put servants in kingship.
And you know,
They
that's a
can
good
only
point,
destroy the
because
place.
if you was a true ruler, you would not do anything in excess. Everything would be a balance
Right,
for everybody to survive and thrive.
right.
What is
You pissed off all the rulers.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
of the rulers want to kill you.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
the Bible says a wise king, or what is it, a wicked king or unrighteous king destroys his people. You know what I'm saying?
And he has done that too.
But when you look at the people of the earth, the people are so destroyed they don't even know who they are.
Right. Con.
Because when you start
Their
talking about,
identity is destroyed.
but when you say that we're the Israelites, when you say that to somebody of another nation, a lot of times they're like, yo, like, you're an Israelite. And then a lot of times they go, well, who would I be? I've gotten that question a number of times from Eden. Well, who am I if you're an Israelite? And then when you let them know, they realize, like, damn, we were all lied to.
Right.
And that's when you realize, oh, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He has covered the faces of the judges thereof. He has called lands after his own names and redefined borders. He's done all these things, and it's destroyed the people and the earth as a result. They don't even have the first frame of reference for what life is supposed to be. That's why you see people, they don't know that they're supposed to be farmers. They think when they're born, I'm supposed to be an astronaut. I'm supposed to be a banker, a financier. Those are unnatural jobs. Your job is not to go into space. If it were, you wouldn't need a rocket to get there. You just go there. People don't realize, man, God has a plan for everybody, and everybody's about to get on this planet, whether you want to or not.
Man, the brother was bringing out scriptures, and he's talking about the chariots, right? Because a lot of people are not aware of it. But think about it. If you look up and you see chariots that gravity does not apply to them, they're in an area that you can't go because you naturally will die. Why would you want to go to an area that you weren't designed? If God wanted you to be doing that, he would have made you one of them. Why are you trying to do something that you weren't designed to do? You wicked as hell.
Because the white man said, let's go see what's going on over there.
Crazy, man.
And if they got any women, let's rape them. And if they got any property, let's pillage. That's the white man.
Animals.
Because think about it. That's one of the things that they were trying to figure out when they were talking about going to the moon or Mars. They always talk about trying to bring ore and shit back.
Remember now what that Admiral Byrd said when he said he went across Middle America to a land where no man has ever touched. He said it was rich in minerals.
Yep.
That an explorer now is telling you that this is what they're looking for.
You talking about like Antarctica and all that
Yeah,
shit?
that's
Yeah.
what you're talking about. You talking about land past the ice wall, whatever he's saying. You know what I'm saying? That he explored, and then they shut his ass up.
I'm gonna tell you, a lot of these astronauts and these pilots, they are under such strict gag orders. If they could tell you the things that they know about this Earth, it would blow away all the standard models of the solar system. You wouldn't think the Earth is just classically round. You would have a much finer understanding of what's going on. And you would see why the chariots blocked them from going certain places. Because I know what you're talking about. It was part of World War II.
Yeah.
They were doing exploration down in Antarctica, and they said that the chariots turned them around. And they said, basically, they told them,
actually
hey,
had a war down there that nobody talks about.
yeah, they actually say the biggest war occurred down there.
And lost like half the fleet.
So what we're talking about is, we're talking about the real authority of this planet. We're basically in a big crib as people. We're like babies. In the chariots, they fly around making sure we don't fall out.
Right.
That's it. That's why I always tell people, don't think of yourself higher than you are. You're just a man. And men die. That's why Psalms 82 and 6.
Yeah, you die like princes.
Yeah, and that's verse 7.
I thought about that homosexual that walked up when he said Psalms 82 again, because he had a problem with that.
Yeah.
The angels, these are not angels, these are men. That's why you die as man.
And he didn't even understand that he's a God. As warped and smitten with madness that brother was, even he is one of the gods. And instead of worshiping the one true God, he had on a damn Anubis costume.
He was trying to be like them men in Sodom and Gomorrah. Now tell them men to come out here.
Tell them pretty man.
Tell them men to come out here. We
Oh
don't
my
want your
God.
daughters.
But I understand what the brother is saying in his rhetorical question on why Esau and the world's rulers are trying to go and conquer the other planets. But that's why you see their desires on these movies, such as The Avengers. where you see what's his name, the villain, and he's called the
Thanos?
yeah, Thanos.
Yeah.
What does
Well,
he do?
he trying to-
he
he
conquer
trying to
worlds, right?
Yeah, but what he's really trying to do is he's trying to bring balance in
Right.
the universe
Right.
by killing half the population.
Right. In order to do that, though, he have to go to different worlds,
Yeah,
right?
to get the
And
stones
conquer
and
those
conquer,
worlds
yeah.
and kill those worlds. Esau want to do some stuff like that.
Yeah.
Kill off those who won't comply and keep those who will comply.
Yeah, yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
Hey, but see, they don't tell you the full story of Thanos in the movie, but if you're a comic book head, you know that guess why Thanos even turned that direction.
He
Right.
loves death. Mistress death.
Over a woman.
Yeah, yeah.
Over a
Over a woman.
woman, bro.
Got time for the Bible? A couple minutes?
Oh, I'm a Christian.
Are you? What tribe you go back to in the Bible? Do you know? Are you Hispanic by chance?
Yes.
Mexican?
No, Puerto
That's a
Puerto
beautiful
Rican?
dog.
So you come from the tribe of Ephraim in the Bible. Did you know in Puerto Rico, y'all have more evidence for being Israelites than any other tribe? Over 800 pieces of archaeological evidence that has Hebrew on it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
What does Boricua mean?
I'm Puerto Rican.
Well, no, it means warrior.
Yeah, that's it.
It's Hebrew.
Oh,
How you
yeah.
doing, buddy? That's a beautiful dog.
Okay.
But
what I
this
said.
is cold. I want you to get home safe. Just know you're an Israelite. Can you take a flyer from us?
Sure.
Oh, praise.
You enjoying your night?
Yeah, except for it being so freezing cold.
Right.
I know your dog likes it.
Oh, he loves it. He loves it.
Looks like you're doing yourself.
He's hungry.
Look into I'm sorry, but
Yeah, he's a little squished.
look into that, sister. You're an Israelite. Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, we're the hardest workers on the planet. And what does the white man call us? Lazy.
Crazy.
But
we're
that's
not.
because we're the Israelites.
Yeah.
We're special, bro. Sister, sorry. Hey, buddy.
I love it.
His name is Biscuit.
Biscuit.
Okay.
Because you look like a biscuit.
He might seem skittish, but if somebody attacks you, he'll bite you. Hey, how you doing? Wish I had a treat for you.
I got you.
Well, sister, just know we're out here for you, all those who don't know who they are, for the Bible, like you said. Y'all are the church, our sisters. Y'all are the princesses. That's why all the rest of the nations do none of this. They envy y'all. They want to be like y'all. They hate y'all because God has chosen y'all
Oh, yeah.
to be the ruling one of the earth over all of it.
Yeah.
And that's Deuteronomy 7:6.
I was gonna grab that right now.
Go ahead and grab that. If you got just a minute to grab that for you, so you can hear from the Word of God yourself what God says about your people, our people as a whole. Yeah. So
I got it. This is Deuteronomy 7:6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people
Of what?
that are above all people.
So you're above all people. God said that. I didn't say it. He didn't say it. We didn't write it. That's the Word of God. Now, did your pastor ever heard? You ever heard something like that from your pastor in the church? You're a Christian, though, right? Nah, I go a Baptist, and then I went to
I go to a
Pentecostal.
Baptist church. He said, oh, he's got
Right.
he's Hispanic, not Baptist.
He's from the tribe of Issachar.
Right.
Issachar means he who is hired. That's why Mexicans, they work so hard. They work like 60-hour work weeks, and that's nothing to them.
And so, and we're not just blowing smoke. This is extensive research. Extensive
No,
research.
you guys had to work really hard to find out this.
And so you can see your tribe on here. Like you said, you tribe of Issachar. Y'all are very hardworking people.
Well, she's Ephraim.
Oh,
Puerto
she's
Rican.
Ephraim. You're
Yeah, yeah.
Ephraim. I apologize. Yeah. And so that's the head of the other tribes.
Northern
Of
tribe.
the 10 tribes. Yeah. And so your tribe is looking to lead many other tribes. Y'all are leaders. We're looking to y'all to lead the other 10 tribes. Yeah. And so it's crucial that y'all rise up and come together as a whole, as a nation. So we can really just fulfill the rest of the prophecies of this Bible. Because prophecy is not fulfilled if we just sit on our hinds, right?
You gotta do actions.
We actually have to walk about it instead of just talk about it, right? And so, yeah, so just the numbers should be on there. And we're out here every weekend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so
I
bring
think
your
I've seen
dog.
you guys here before. When I was walking my dog over.
Probably on a Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I appreciate you guys
Sure.
joining
Of course.
Be
Of
safe,
course.
sister.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your night, sister.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Take care.
You guys stay warm too.
Yes, man. We trying. My toes are numb right now. Ooh, man. Now, this is to my camera. it might have seemed like no one would stop. It's all about one person. If I came out here for 8 hours, only one person stopped, and we just got to read Deuteronomy 7 and 6, it was worth it.
That's the one sheep.
It's the one sheep. And I'm gonna tell you, man, the chariots are watching these types of acts. I'm not saying that it's special or anything like that, but when you're standing on your square, handling your duty as an Israelite, that's being recorded.
That's right.
So don't think your charitable acts or your acts of service are going unnoticed, because the Most High God is recording everything, the good and the evil. Right? Well, let's keep going. Can you continue where you were?
Verse 16.
Yes, sir.
Verse 16. But blessed are you, Salakia. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. For verily I say unto you, that many prophets and righteous men have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them.
That's all I need. But Yahushua then goes into the sower's parable. See, if you're not familiar with the sower's parable, you need to get familiar with it, because there's two reapings. You have the reaping of the righteous, and you got the reaping of the tares. And the reaping of the tares is when they cut off all the wicked that's in the earth. You need to understand something, man. Everything is going to get checked. Everything and everybody. That one sister who walked by here, she was meant to get this word. That's how we sow the seeds. See, again, that's the spirit that the sower's parable is right there. And I'm going to tell you, now she's going to see Mark 4 and 14. In her life, Satan is going to come immediately. And it's going to tell her, hey, don't look that shit up. Throw that flyer away. And she's going to have to make a choice. Do I look it up and get edified, or do I just throw this away and pretend like today never happened? Y'all got time for the Bible tonight? A couple minutes?
I appreciate it, man.
Of course. If y'all
Stay
are native
warm.
Hispanic, just know y'all special. Y'all Israelites. And see, and that's why I say 1 Timothy 2 and 12. The Bible says for the woman to shut her mouth. For real, for real. The woman always got something to say, man. But if he got strife with 3 brothers, now she got to sit there and go calm down, don't touch it. When she is the one running her mouth, and she should shut the fuck up. Seriously, a woman who can't control her damn mouth. The brother just said, nah, man, have a good night. She got to put extra shit on it. And ain't going to insult us on the way out. Talking about we extra special.
I know when I was deep in the world back in 2004, I was at this club, and this lady was acting wild with me. And I told her, man, because this woman, I said, man, get your girlfriend, get your ass whooped.
Yep.
What she doing?
I'm going to fuck you up for her.
For her.
Yep.
Because we looked at, we give them the same energy, we wrong. But hey, I said, forget it. I'll return the energy on your ass if you don't get your girl.
I wish she was up here that day. I maced the bitch. Straight up. Straight up. I was like, wow. Just going home, bitch.
But you know what though? That because there's no way, and that really just separate us as leaders of our women and those who are lost or not in the truth. They're so comfortable. He let her get away with talking
Oh,
that
didn't
extra
say
stuff.
shit, man.
He ain't say nothing. I would not. None of us would allow our women know not to do that. They're in order. You know what I'm saying?
Boom.
And right now, I'm going through it in my household. But guess what? My woman would never do that. She would never do that. Why? Because that's out of order. If I'm leading and you're walking in front of, he's right to be in front of her, looking like a leader. But when it's time comes to actually be a leader, and the Most High puts you to the test, and it's time for you to do the talking, and you to say the final word, why she got to put a spin on that
But
final
that's
word,
what
like you
we
said?
see, and this is what I can say that as an observer that we all are. We can just watch it on YouTube, bro. Every camp has the same thing. It's always the women with their men that's running their mouth, walking by the camp, while the man don't say nothing. The man may be standing there trying to get the word. He might be into it. But the time that woman say, let's go, he moved.
Yep.
I'm like, I never seen that.
Read the Willie Lynch letter. To anybody watching this video, if you haven't read it, you don't understand why it's happening.
That's right, Khan.
You gotta read it, because the white man understands. If he pushes the man to the back, you know, if he takes the biggest, strongest male slave, beats him within an inch of his life, or kills him, and then lets all the male slaves know, hey, if you lift your head up, I'm gonna do the same to you. Now the women are gonna go, wait, so I need to raise my sons to be demure and quiet so that they don't get the ire of the slave master.
You said to love your master more than the father.
Correct. Because
That's what
he's the
women was
power.
teaching the kid. That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
The kids that.
He on point. Can I read Isaiah 3:12 real quick?
Yeah,
It
man.
touches on that. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 3 verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which led thee caused thee to err, and destroy the way of thy paths.
So the woman in leadership is literally destroying us. And you saw an opportunity for that man to get destroyed right here physically. Now, of course, we won't touch our brethren. However, she don't know that. See, and that's why if you're with a woman who feels like it is her duty to voice her opinion every time she can, that's a woman you need to get away from. Because she's going to get you caught up.
That's it. She's your destruction.
I remember, man, I had a job one time. I wasn't even with this woman. I come in one night, my manager goes, hey, Kyle, I need to talk to you. It was a Jake named Luther, right? Luther, cool dude. He like, hey, man, I need to talk to you. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? I'm thinking, shit, I'm late again. I'm about to get fired because that ain't nothing new to me. I'm going to be real with you, right? So I'm thinking, what did I do? And he like, hey, what's going on with you and Deshaun? I'm like, what you mean? He was like, man, when you left, she was defending you like y'all are together. Wow. And I was like, because of her, they had to move her entire department. Because she was just running her mouth. And somebody said something about me, I guess she didn't like. And she was going in.
Right.
And,
Being extra.
and the thing that threw me for a loop, all that shit happened, we finally start going out, she cheated on me first week. You see what I'm saying?
That's cool.
That's why I said to that black woman a couple weeks back, I was like, man, the lunacy of the black woman,
That's
man.
right.
The absolute lunacy of these women. But that's why the Bible, talks about a woman is supposed to be under a man, right? The man is her head. Not to mention, as a matter of fact, Shama, get that, saying that Most High God deprived women of wisdom.
Yeah,
no
get
shit.
that.
You know why?
I need
Because
that.
guess what? That's why what did he say? He said he gonna punish them for what the hell they do.
You talking about Hosea 4.
Because
Yeah, as a matter of fact, can you hold Hosea 4 for me?
I was already on
We ain't trying to hate on our sisters, but what we're trying to do is we're trying to reverse engineer why we're destroyed.
it. And hold them accountable.
And there has to be an accounting process where it's a matter of numbers. This is what's doing the most damage. This is what has to change to fix it. If the woman is fucking everything up, we can't fix it by going, amen, tighten up. What good is that going to do when all she going to do is kick you out the house, take your kids, and fuck them up too? Well, hold on, let me
and those kids, it's not the portion for her. It's yours.
That's right. And this whole system of child support,
Oh,
it is not.
You
That's
destroy the man.
any Christian who proclaims to be a Christian. This is how you know Christianity is not the truth, because Christianity supports that system.
Hold on. You know how wicked this kingdom is? They're trying to push for every state to make it law that when the child is born, there's a DNA test. These wicked ass women don't want that.
That's
They
a
fight
Fourth
hard
Amendment.
as
That's a
fuck.
Fourth Amendment
Yep.
violation. Even though they don't want that because they don't want to be found out,
Yeah.
that's still a Fourth Amendment violation. The
Oh,
reason
well,
why
you talking
is
about
because
search and seizure?
because let's say you get a DNA test, right?
Yeah.
And she was already cheating on you, but it ended up being your baby. You don't want to be with her. Guess what? Because the courts have that test, they can put a case against you to say you need to take care of your responsibility because the rights of parenting is your responsibility. You see what I'm saying? So it's a
Double-edged sword.
yeah, it's a catch-22. You see what I'm saying?
One thing is, if the man don't want to take care of his kid, that's just foul. Period.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You should definitely
I
take care
don't
of your
give a
kid.
fuck. If you find out that's my kid, I'm cool. I'm taking care of it.
Right.
But I want to know that shit mine.
Right. But see,
Because how
you can
things
get
is this
a
world.
test, but you got to test. You go to CVS and get a
Yeah,
test.
but a chick.
But don't get a test in court. That's what I'm saying.
No, what I'm saying is the chick can deny that shit.
Sure.
You gotta sneak the baby out and swab it. But guess what? Your dumb ass put your damn signature on the birth certificate.
Yeah.
You're legally liable
Yep.
Thank
for that.
you.
shit.
Ain't no
Thank
way
you. And
out.
that's what I be trying to
Ain't no
tell
way out.
brothers. Do not sign that birth certificate. Don't sign it.
The birth certificate ain't nothing but a
It
but a-
binds you to the responsibility.
Hey, give me Job 39.
It's
and,
a statement of property.
start at.
I know. And they get you locked up though. You said what?
Give me Job 39 and
Job
start at 13.
Huh?
Right? Because our women, they're like ostriches, man. An ostrich, if you don't know, an ostrich is a very foolish bird.
Very.
Very clumsy. They'll step on their own eggs. You know what I'm saying? They're very irritable. One moment they're eating out of your hand, the next moment they're trying to headbutt you and chase you. Like it's like our women. Go ahead and get it when you got it.
Is it true when they hide, they just stick their head in the hole?
Nah, man.
Okay.
That's hyperbole.
It's like we trying to hide behind this damn hole.
But the thing is though, the ostrich is still stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like there's just different levels of it. Now cows and cattle, they'll look up and drown and shit like
I
that.
mean, that shit makes sense because remember back in the day, the slang in the 90s was they were birds, chicken heads, all that.
Yeah. Look, these proverbs, they stick for a reason.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But get it when you got it.
What verse you said again?
Start at 13.
13. This is the book of Job, chapter 39, verse 13.
Bring it up.
Gavest thou the goodly wings unto the peacocks, or wings and feathers unto the ostrich, which leaveth her eggs in the earth, and warmeth them in dust, and forgetteth that the foot may crush them, or that the wild beast may break them. She is hardened against her young ones, as though they were not hers. Her labor is in vain without fear.
And that literally is our women today.
Come.
She is hardened against her young ones. She's like the sea monster. Or actually, she's not even like, she's worse than a sea monster. Because in the book of Lamentations, it says at least the sea monster draws out the breast to feed her young ones.
Right.
Our women are like, I don't want to breastfeed because shit, I got to get back to going to college, getting my job done. These babies are slowing me down.
Find them a bottle.
Yeah, get some Infamil.
Synthetic.
But keep going, brother.
Come.
She's hard against her young ones. Read
Verse 17. Because God had deprived her of wisdom.
what?
God had deprived her of wisdom.
So we're not making it up. We're not bagging on our sisters just to be like, yeah, man, we're better than y'all. No, God didn't give you that.
Ooh.
Remember what I said last time? If you have something delicate and precious, you have a tough protector. Well, if you don't have wisdom, then you keep in company with you someone who is wise.
This is really just softening my heart.
Okay? All right,
It
but
really
keep going.
is.
Keep going.
Neither had he imparted to her understanding.
Hey, man. Again, it's not personal. It's not personal. I know a lot of y'all be like, man, you be so hard on people. Hey, man, it ain't personal, bro.
That is Job 39. That one was 17, boy.
That hurt.
It's not personal, man. It's in the Bible, bro.
I just got a chin check just now.
Go ahead and get
Verse 18. What time she lifted up herself on high, she scorned the horse and his rider. Hast thou given the horse strength? Hast thou clothed his
No,
neck
that's all
with
we need, that's all
thunder?
we need, that's all. Right? So just like the description of the ostrich here in the book of Job 39, we see it really accounts for the description of our sisters. Can you get me Deuteronomy 28? And I want you to start at 56. I want to read 54 because, you know, that's the evil eye toward our brothers, but we know us as men, we fucked up. But go ahead and get it.
It's the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which will not adventure to set the sole of her feet upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil towards the husband of her bosom, and towards her son, and towards her daughter, and towards her young one that cometh out from between her feet, and towards her children which she shall bear. For she shall eat them for want of all things, secretly in the siege, and straitness, wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in thy gates.
Notice it doesn't say the woman's going to leave or depart from the children. It says that she's going to consume them for one of all things because of the leanness due to the hardship around her, right? And a lot of times her meanness is what forces the man out of the house. So she ends up having to tackle life alone. Not understanding it's because she's so mean and unapproachable and abrasive that men are just like, yo, take me to fucking family where I'm out. You know it's crazy when a nigga like, yo, man, I'll just go to jail, fuck it.
It's against the laws of God, to take a husband or a father to court and strip him of his God-given rights to his children. Those are his inheritance, and those are his property, including you as a wife. You cannot take his property as your own. Now you're operating as a husband. It's not possible for you to be considered a helper doing that.
But I'm gonna tell you though, the biggest motivator has destroyed our families, and that is money. See, people don't realize, man, for every dollar you put into the court system as a man, for family court, they take 40 cents off the top.
Con.
See, people don't know that that's a 40% margin, man. They just taking that money. So every time you give her $300, you giving the court $120.
That's why
You're actually funding the judge's retirement plan.
The household of the so-called Black Hispanic family happened in the 60s when they brought the Section 8 in. You know, and they said, well, man can be in the house if this is what you want assistance from the government, man can't be here.
Oh, yeah, let's get back to the real lesson. You're
And
talking about the
that
one
goes
who
your
walked by,
plot.
man.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, but we gonna get back on the real lesson, not for that much longer. Brother, can you grab me Jeremiah 31 and 31 through 37.
Con.
Right.
Book, whenever you ready.
Yeah, I'm gonna frame it real quick. So we all more or less know about the new covenant, but most people don't realize that there are parameters that the Most High God set for the heathen to basically meet, where it would disannul the covenant that He's made with us. Let's see what it says in the book of Jeremiah. Go ahead and get to verse 30, 31, and get me verse 31 through 37.
Con. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 31, verse 31.
Bring it up.
Behold, the days come, says the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was a husband unto them, says the Lord. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. After those days, says the Lord, I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their hearts, and will be their God, and they shall be my people. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith the Lord. For I will forgive their iniquity, and I will remember their sins no more.
So that's the new covenant. Now, let's go into where the sun and the moon, or the signs of heaven, fit into this whole pericope that I'm going to bring out here. Go ahead and get it.
Verse 35. Verse 35. Thus says the Lord, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinance of the moon, and of the stars for a light by night, which divideth the sea when the waves thereof roar. The Lord of hosts is his name. If those ordinances depart before me, saith the Lord, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever. Thus says the Lord, if heaven above can be measured, and the foundations of the earth searched out beneath, I will also cast off all the seed of Israel for all that they have done, saith the Lord.
So again, these are parameters that have been set by the Most High God that the heathen are supposed to pursue in order to disannul His covenant. But you gotta understand, the Most High God has given them the impossible task. Why do I say that? Not because I think the heathen are inept, but because the Most High God already said in His prophecy that He chose Israel despite everything. The Most High God has already declared that He set His love upon us and He will not depart from us. So if He's already said that, then this is the impossible task for these heathen to pursue. And we see the white man pursuing it with gusto. Because what is he doing right now with the James Webb telescope? The new telescope that replaced the Hubble telescope. He's trying to find out the parameters of the heavens above. What is he doing with these ocean craft that go down to the depths of the ocean floor, only to find that there are holes all throughout the ocean floor that go on for untold amounts of distances? They're trying to find out the parameters of the oceans beneath.
Right.
So they're trying to disannul this covenant, only to find out they can't do it. And isn't it ironic that they're finding out that they can't do it at the very end? It's almost like the Most High God said, see, I told you you wouldn't be able to do it. And I managed to get enough of your resources and time where now you could have spent that time actually searching out something more for yourself.
Right.
You've wasted.
You just said something very crucial. You know how people sin against the Most High? They have to use His things to do it, right?
Yep.
Everything on the earth, what's that? Psalms 24 says, the earth belongs to the Lord and everything in it, the world and all that fills it. You can't even sin against the Most High without using His own shit.
Yeah.
So
But
all
He
these
gave
things
it
that they're
to
trying to nullify, they have to use the Most High's things
But he
in order
gave-
to try to do
but-
the impossible.
But the
That's
Most High
crazy.
gave it to him. He said the world is given to the hand of the wicked.
And they still,
So he gave it to him.
if I told you, hey,
For
you're
their
not
own
going to be
destruction
able,
at that, though.
It's like a little kid trying to hit you with a baseball bat, and you telling him, look, you're not gonna be able to beat me up with that. But I'm gonna give you the baseball bat. You could try, but you're not gonna be able to do it. It's the same thing.
But it makes sense because they keep giving the world to the wicked for their own destruction.
Right. If the kid understood, why
Right.
would you even participate? It's like, nah, that's just a waste of my time. I'm not gonna do that. These people are so stupid they don't even realize you wasting your time.
Hey, hold on. You gotta realize something. A nigga gotta be real dumb to give up
Dumb as
his
fuck.
fucking heritage for porridge, dog.
Yep.
For some soup. He sold himself out.
He sold-
So he dumb as hell.
Why would you
He
sell?
dumb from the beginning.
Man, that's crazy.
I'm gonna tell
bro.
you, Esau
That's a
wasn't
wonderful point.
Esau wasn't just stupid. He lived up to his name, saying "wasted away is he."
Wasted away, yeah.
Because what did he say? He said, "What good is this birthright to me?
Right.
I'm at the point to die."
It's a waste, right?
Yeah, he said this shit don't matter. I'm about to die anyway. So if I die, I can't have any kids. That means I can't pass on a birthright.
That really shows you how weak his ass is.
That too.
He was so weak.
From the
He's like, man, I'm finna die. I need
Right.
to eat.
Exactly. From the beginning, he was.
That's weak, bro. And his brother was like, oh, here, eat.
Hey, right.
Give me that,
Hey,
give me
hey,
that.
That just proves something to you. That's Jake for your ass.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jake, hey, when we always hustle each other, right? Oh, you don't want that? Oh, I know
Say.
the value of that shit. All right, cool.
Say,
You know what I'm
you
saying?
remember when Jacob had to work an extra 14 years and all for Rachel?
Yeah.
said-
Man, that would have killed Esau. He was
Hey,
good. He
you
was
said,
down
hey,
over
you
there.
said,
That
what
would have
happened?
killed
What
him.
happened? What
He
happened?
couldn't do it.
You said I couldn't do it. What happened with Jay with that? He went to it. Hey, where Rachel at?
Yo.
Hey, nah, I want
14
the party. Where Rachel
I
at?
want
You know what
14
I'm
I
saying?
don't want his
for her.
shit.
I want nothing.
I tried that before. You got me.
It really shows you how
we ain't doing
weak
that no more.
that nation is. Esau
No.
is weak. Amalek is so weak, bro. And you can see it if you just read scriptures and just think about it, man. Think about the strength of. It's weak to sell your inheritance for a temporary fulfillment.
I'm gonna tell you where
That's crazy.
I'm gonna tell you where the break happens, where
That's not
people don't
smart.
understand in terms of what they're reading. They don't know which character is which. If I were to hand you a script and you didn't know, like say you read all these names of these characters, but you don't know who these characters are when you see the movie, and you're thinking, well, wait a minute, I thought this character is supposed to say the heroic lines.
Right.
He's killing everybody.
Right.
If you don't know who's who, then when you read this book, it don't make sense.
Oh.
See, that's why when we found out we were Israelites and we reread the account of Jacob and Esau, we saw ourselves then. Because we know
Right.
how our people get down.
Right.
I mean, shit, if you read, you further read the book, the slang that it uses in the book lets you know
Come.
that's us.
Come.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, the biggest example in the Bible is Yahushua.
Word.
He was a black man, a revolutionary who got lynched. And what we've been doing here in America, getting lynched for the last 500 years. That's why, again, when you understand what this book says and who it's written to,
Damn, that shit is deep.
it
Not
makes
only
sense.
getting lynched, but remember how they used to climb over his trees and whip their bats.
Yep. Stab us up.
Yep.
Con.
Dogs.
Yeah, use us as target practice.
Rubbing off genitals.
Yeah, shit, they used to cut your genitals off and feed them to you. And make you literally swallow them.
The hate is real. The hate is real.
As a matter of fact, I got to plug this book. It's called The Delectable Negro by Vincent Woodard. I recommend, if you can't buy the book, at least get the PDF. Read it. And yes, it's going to be hard to read because Vincent Woodard is a homosexual. I almost threw the book away. Yeah, it was hard to get through the introduction part. Yeah, I could barely get through that
He
shit.
said just the introduction was
Yeah,
hard.
that nigga fruity when he write the intro, but when you actually get to the meat of the book,
Yeah.
he talks about like the like you know how like white folks they hate niggas, but they always had that one black person around where they run to him for advice, for comfort. They literally look at you like nigger George. You got to remember, nigger George was a better father than Massa was, because Massa was beating his slaves, raping his slaves all day. He wasn't raising his kids, but nigger George was. Teach them how to be a blacksmith, teach them how to repair a cart, all the things that your father would teach you, all the manly things. The slaves did that. That's why their children loved Mammy more than Mama, because Mammy actually did the breastfeeding. Mammy did the child rearing. She taught them how to cook.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you, that happened to my grandmother. Like she worked for years at this white family home and raised all their kids. This rich family.
Yep.
Raised all their kids.
That's how it worked.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And they loved my grandmother as if she was their mother.
Yeah.
Because they didn't know their parents. Their parents was never around.
They
My
do.
grandmother raised them.
They do the same thing to Issachar. and Zebulon from Honduras.
Yep.
The maid, the nanny,
Oh, you see that a lot.
yeah.
You see that a lot.
The kids run up to the damn nanny before they even think about the parents.
You got damn Esau speaking Spanish now because motherfucking
Yep.
the nannies speak Spanish.
And then those same kids will be rich and they'll move into your neighborhood because they want to be around you. They like your spirit and your energy. I've heard white people say that. Like in my community, we're very cold to one another. We don't talk to one another. But y'all know how to have fun. You're warm. You embrace one another even if you have problems. That's why Esau just wants to be a fly on the wall. Not understanding in the kingdom, your ass gonna be outside them fucking gates. Hating, snarling, and frowning at Jake, and Jake ain't gonna give a fuck. Jake gonna be like, good, your ass needs to stay out there because you an animal. You a damn beast.
But it really just makes sense when you think about it, why you have men like, what's his name, Nat Turner arise, because his master's wife took mercy upon him, because she was probably raised by one of our nannies, one of our foremothers, and loved her, and so she took pity upon him because of that love that she got from them, and she probably hated her mother, who didn't know how to raise children. You see what I'm saying?
But see, women have a natural curiosity and liking to us. Period.
That's true.
Correct.
That's true.
Period. Their men is so weak to them. Look, I've been all over the world.
They are. They are.
And I will be honest.
That's why they
with
come
you.
to us.
Look. I've been all over the world. And the European countries that I've been to, look, let me tell you something. Them crackers tell you straight up, they love black men because we are more masculine.
That's right.
and stronger than their men.
Right.
They don't like their own men because they're too weak. They're too effeminate to them.
They are. They really are.
You know?
Because you got to understand, they're raping the man just as much as they're raping the women. And their wives have to watch this, and she knows that's not natural. She knows that's not what a man is supposed to be doing. That's out of the ordinary.
Yeah, my husband's a punk.
My husband's a punk. And
Now-
so
hey, now
she
it's-
knows that the slave is not like
Ooh,
that.
Boy, look how it has to be. So it'll reverse a little bit now too. So instead of raping the men now he's bringing the man into the bedroom with his wife.
With his
Cuckold.
wife.
Yep.
Man.
Yep.
That's
So
one of them
sick.
orgies and
It's
shit.
sick. Boy, it's sick.
Get Joe 30. Start at one. Hey, get Joe 30 and start at
Okay,
one.
okay.
That's
Yeah.
gonna cut Esau more than anything else. Because the Bible even lets you know that Job wouldn't even suffer these crackers to be with the dogs of his flock.
What verse?
Start at the top.
Con. The book of Job, chapter 30, verse 1. But now, they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. Salaki. Yeah, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age was perished. For want and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness in former time, desolate and waste, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in caves of the earth, and in the rocks.
So we got to break this down because a lot has been said, right? You're talking about a group of base men that dwelt in the caves of the earth. Well, we only know one group of people on the planet that are called literal cave dwellers, and that's Esau.
That's right.
And it's by name. It's Caucasian, meaning cave dweller, right? The Caucasus Mountains of Georgia, Russia, right?
Slavic.
But it also talks about, when it in verse 2 where it says, yea, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me, and whom old age was perished. In other words, these motherfuckers so useless, it don't do me no benefit to employ them. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna get that in a different translation.
That's probably why the Most High wanted to destroy them from the earth, because they useless.
The Amalekites.
Yeah.
Because, it's not just, that was a test to see if, Saul was gonna be loyal to the letter. And Saul was like, I want to serve and praise God the way I think is pleasant. And God said, hey, look, man, I didn't put you as king for you to make executive decisions on what I told you to do.
That was
Right.
right too, because if you look at it, when we came out of while we was in the wilderness, in order to go to the promised land, we were supposed to cleanse the land. We didn't do that properly. So that was straight too.
Well, you talking about
That's why we're suffering today, because they still alive.
but you got to remember though, that was the proving process. In the book of Joshua, it says that these nations are going to function as a proving process to see if we'll serve God or not.
Right.
And guess what? Most of the time we wouldn't. That's why we kept slipping into idolatry, and then they would whoop our ass, and God would have to send another judge or hero for us.
It's like you said
That's why I
earlier.
always ask people, how the fuck do you say you believe in God and love God, but you don't even hate what he hates?
We listen to their soothsayers, and that's why he got to
Yep.
destroy the soothsayers out the earth, because dumb niggas be listening to that shit and show no mercy when we was commanded to destroy them.
Right, exactly.
The soothsayers.
It'd be like David and fucking have a song made of killing 10,000 a day.
I'm telling you,
You know what I'm saying?
Solomon followed after that pattern too for a little bit.
Hold on, let me get this real quick.
That's
So-
when we were the police.
So this is Job 30:1 in the NLT. But now I am mocked by people younger than I, by young men whose fathers are not worthy to run with my sheepdogs. A lot of good they are to me, those worn out wretches. In other words, these
Wow.
motherfuckers are no good.
Right.
See, we read that all the time, and we fixate on the point that they're sick people. We know that. But they're not just sick, they're also useless. Out of all the nations of the planet, even Moab is a damn washpot to spit in. Esau ain't even a fucking trash can, because he'll try to have sex with the garbage.
He's spittle.
Like, you gotta understand, me and my wife, we talk about how we gonna treat our slaves in the kingdom, right? And Esau's gonna have to have an accountability buddy. Somebody who follows him around all day to make sure he ain't fucking something he ain't supposed to be fucking, or eating something he ain't supposed to be eating. Think about the hassle that you would have to go through to humanize these people. It ain't gonna be worth it, y'all. That's why my Edomite's job's gonna be breaking big rocks and little rocks. And that's it, nigga. Just swing this hammer. Break this rock into little rocks, and then I want one person.
Give him no damn him. I'm gonna give him a rock to break another rock.
Hey, as a matter of fact, shit, he can't be trusted.
But that really just goes along, because you brought it out the other week, Psalms 137. And the reason why happy he's going to be to dash your little ones into pieces is because we see that it's going to be, the earth is going to be better when you're gone.
Yep.
And it's going to be to the point to where we're going to be so happy to
Right, so-
relieve ourselves from your little ones.
It
So,
says when they're not
so
in
you
it,
don't progress. You
when
don't
the-
produce
when
no
the
more.
Israelites is in power again, the whole earth will rejoice.
Yep.
Even the animals.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Damn, trees gonna break out and sing. You don't even
Right.
know what that looks like,
You know
man.
what I'm saying?
Right.
As a matter of fact, we about to end.
They're gonna be doing this back and forth, swaying the
Get
trees.
me
They're gonna be
Baruch
so
5.
happy.
Hey, get me Baruch 5. We gonna end with this, because, yeah, we gotta start wrapping up. This ain't really part of the lesson. It's just a loose thing. And I want to read that whole chapter. I'm gonna let you just read it.
So like, I keep interrupting you.
No, you good. No, brother, the lesson I got is for 4 hours. We only got like 2 hours. So I was just,
Baruch 5.
go ahead and get it.
Start at the beginning.
Yeah, that top.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 5, verse 1. Puff off, O Jerusalem. Put off, O Jerusalem, the garment of mourning and affliction, and put on the comeliness of the glory that cometh from God forever. Cast about thee a double garment of the righteous, which cometh from God, and set a diadem on thine head of the glory of the everlasting. For God will show thy brightness unto every country under heaven.
So
I like that one.
we gonna frame it as we go into this, right? This is the royal procession of or not just Judah, but Israel back to Israel, the land.
Con.
The Most High God is going to allow us to return with honors. And this righteousness that is being spoken of here is not literal garments. It's talking about the righteousness of the law, the righteousness of being an Israelite, your heritage. You got to remember, when the Most High God puts his laws in our inward parts, we're not going to be sinning anymore. We're going to be perfect. To be double righteous means to be perfect.
Right.
Keep going, brother.
Come. Verse 4. For thy name shall be called of God forever, the peace of righteousness and the glory of God's worship. Arise, O Jerusalem, and stand on high, and look about towards the east, and behold thy children gathering from the west unto the east by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the remembrance of God.
Now, what is that gathering by the word of the Holy One? Who is the Holy One that's being spoken of right there?
Habashah.
Yahushua. Because he's going to sound the trumpet to gather the elect.
Come.
To bring us from the east and the west, the north and the south. We're going to be ferried from all over the earth.
Right.
We're going to return with honor. And our people don't know what that looked like. I don't know what that looked like. I've lived a life of dishonor since I came out of my mother's womb. Because to be born into slavery is to be born into a position of dishonor. You're under the heel of your enemy. We're about to be brought back to our status as gods.
Yeah.
Keep going, brother.
Verse 6. Man, verse 6 it really should be a killer for any Christian who want to argue that the New Testament doctrine is, and we're still in the New Covenant. For they departed from thee on foot, and were led away of their enemies. But God bringeth them unto the exalted with glory as children of the kingdom.
Like I said, you about to be exalted. Children of the kingdom of heaven.
We ain't there yet.
But see, the heathen love to come up and go, well, we all gonna get there if we're all righteous. That's why we have to remind them the righteousness is the law.
That's right.
You weren't given the law. So you can't be righteous even if you try. Now, I will admit, they could have faith, but faith is not the only work that we're supposed to do as Israelites, although it is a major work. Right? So when Yahushua said to that Syrophoenician woman, great is thy faith, be it unto you as thou wilt, and her daughter was healed, that didn't mean that woman now had to keep the law and that she was an Israelite. That just meant, hey, good job believing. Now go home, your daughter's all right, get out of my way. Keep going, brother.
Verse 7. For God had appointed that every high hill and banks of long continuance should be cast down, and valleys filled up, to make even the ground, that Israel may go safely in the glory of God.
The Most High God is about to make it real easy for Jake to stride back to his land. And I mean that literally and in every conceivable way. Every hindrance to you being an Israelite is about to be removed. Complete.
A lot of derision about to happen.
Correct. To these heathen nations. Keep going, brother. Finish it out.
Verse 8. Moreover, even the woods and every sweet-smelling tree shall overshadow Israel by the commandment of God. For God shall lead Israel with joy in the light of his glory, with the mercy of righteousness that cometh from him.
Again, I usually, when I bring this out, I always read the whole chapter. Because you can't just read part of this.
Nah.
You got to read the whole thing. This is the royal procession of Israel returning to the land. That's why when you read in Revelations 21, how New Jerusalem coming down out of heaven, you need to understand something, man. That's going to be when we're back in the land. When we've been gathered. When we've stood in the chariots rejoicing over the sea of fire and mingled glass. But eventually we got to go home. And when we do go home, all honors, man. But with that, guys, we're going to go home and get out this cold. Call Halal Yahweh Shem Yahushai. I'm Brother Hayael. This is Brother Makia. And Brother Adalia, you heard him from behind the camera, right? This is Sakari San Antonio. We signing off. Kwam Yasharala.
Kwam Yasharala.
And Abad Babal. Yeah, boy.
Oh, praise to the Most High.
Man, I needed that.
That's gonna be the real chicken.